Back on Get Up, and our next stop is Pittsburgh. DK Metcalf will sit out the final 2 games of the regular season after his suspension for violating league policy in an altercation with a fan in Detroit on Sunday was upheld on appeal. Head coach Mike Tomlin addressed the incident and the manner in which he expects his team to respond.
He did explain to me why he did what he did, and I certainly don't condone the behavior, but I support DK.
From a football perspective, what do you lose if DK is not available specifically this week?
One man's misfortune is another man's opportunity. You can waste a lot of time pining for those that you don't have. As a leader, I think it's my job to work and prepare those that I do have.
Lewis, divisional showdown for Pittsburgh in Cleveland this weekend. How costly is the loss of DK Metcalf for the offense?
Oh, it's huge. Look, he is a big outside lane vertical threat. He is a big catch and run threat. He's a big explosive play threat, and you're now taking all of that away from this offense. So that's a problem. Now, the thing that I do like, though, is the fact that they have found a way to still manufacture offense outside of him because of Aaron's reliance on the tight ends and the running backs, which have become a big part, of the passing game. But make no mistake, look, DK is one of those guys who can take the top off the defense. He can make a defense respect the fact that they have a third-level component to their offense. And without him now, what's going to wind up happening is the defense starts to shrink. It starts to come closer down to the line of scrimmage, and everything gets a little muddier for the offensive line and the quarterback. That's the problem.
Yeah, we can go to even last week, right? What Lewis talking about. When you talk about like a push crack by a receiver, he'll go in and get the mic. Like he can come that far in. He can play that physical. So your run game, where we talk about big runs come from the offense, explosive runs come because of the receiver. You taking him off the field, it matters. The tilt of the defense, right? Like how many players are leaning his way or vision has to go to help or cover with him makes them slower to react. When guys don't have that, I don't care that it's someone else's opportunity. Doesn't matter. When you go to play that game, he ain't looking at that guy the same way. There's a reason you went and got a dude, right? You go get dudes for a reason. He is a dude, and what he provides, him not being there is going to affect the run game. Maybe not equally as a pass game, but it will affect it.
Yeah. I love it how you say doesn't matter, because this game is on a Sunday, which is important to note because Baltimore plays on Saturday against Green Bay. If the Ravens lose that game, the Steelers clinch the AFC North.
Matter.
So the game on Sunday wouldn't matter. Would you, if you're Tomlin, rest a 42-year-old Aaron Rodgers the rest of the way out?
I think about it. I don't necessarily believe in that. I do believe that this offense right now has found kind of a sweet spot and found kind of a rhythm that comes with repetition. And so I wouldn't want to break that up. And in particular, look, you saw this over the past couple of weeks, especially his rhythm that he has found with the running backs in the passing game. You hear Aaron really just continuing to really pump up his running backs in particular. It was Kenny Gainwell last week against Detroit. Here it's Jaylen Warren against Baltimore a few weeks ago. He loves these guys. He looks for these dudes. You hear him coaching these guys on the football field in the middle of plays, telling them exactly what to do, and then really lauding them on the sideline and pumping them up. I think that's the kind of thing you don't want to disrupt, and you probably want to keep playing him. I would hate to see this football team without Aaron Rodgers, because I think he is a catalyst right now.
Well, we have, right? They're in Chicago that day and played without him, and it didn't go very well, right?
Yeah.
So, I think the key is the way they're changing week to week, what they're doing on offense is something they're only going to be able to do with Aaron Rodgers. Right. He's not the difference maker he once was from a physical athletic standpoint, but he still can be from an intelligence and experience standpoint. So a couple of weeks ago, DK has 148 receiving yards, and Aaron has his highest yardage total of the year against Baltimore. Then 2 weeks ago against Miami, it's the tight ends. And then this past week, it was the running backs.
That's right.
So they're adjusting as they need to. Now, they haven't had to play without DK yet, so that's going to make it difficult. But I think the way this offense is set up, I don't think resting Aaron Rodgers for 2 whole weeks and then playing a playoff game is the right way to go, because I think it needs to continue to understand how it's going to operate week to week.
Yeah. Listen, I absolutely not. Let me just say this. From a guy who got sacked, do not do it. Like, I'm for real. Like, we play in a rhythm. There's always risk for injury, man. Like we play a game that there's inherent risk. He's he's not no more risky to go play this Saturday or Sunday whenever they're going to play, or play one of the first playoff game. What you do lose is your rhythm of play, and that does matter in football. When you start to get the feel, and you guys just make great points, whether it's receivers, tight ends, running backs, like that feeling, figuring that out in the game matters. Now, if you want to sit them in the fourth quarter because you got a lead or you're going to take 15 plays, I get it. But clean like sits for any of these players, they're not good enough to do that. No one's good enough. Like, respect the game enough to know that you hone your craft week in and week out and go get.
I think you do, though, need to be mindful, and I think Mike Tomlin will deliver that message that, hey, look, man, you don't need to take any risks, though.
Amen.
Okay? The ball's out.
Fine.
Hey, I mean,
that's
no
right.
risk.
When was the last time?
Someone's around you. Ooh, ball's out of there. Hey, man.
Let me tell you what Aaron Rodgers don't do.
It was like you could definitely, I mean, you fit.
I'm
fit
not
the mold
fancy.
there. Nah, well, it's not just fancy. It's like, just welcome to technology. It's a little bit.
Yeah.
You do have a DJ vibe going right now.
Oh, for sure. Like if he was scratching, he could.
I don't know. You put a microphone in front of me, you give me headphones. That's
so
my
radio.
style.
That is so radio.
I'm a radio guy here.
Yeah.
Thanks for hanging out with us today. I don't know if you're aware, because normally you're obviously here with Evan and Michelle and Chris, but this is our studio now.
Like, we're stealing it. We're
like
taking
this.
it over.
It's pretty nice.
Yeah.
Like I used to have to go to the other studio, and let's just say they've moved on up.
That's
what
right.
I mean? They moved on up. CC brought this thing. Yeah.
They needed space for Chris Canty.
Yeah.
That's what ended up
There's
happening.
no
That's
doubt.
why they had to move studios.
I mean, you got the man.
It was a closet, that old studio.
Oh, it was so
little.
tiny.
You had to scurry around to get to like a chair. You sat and your neck was all broke up while you're sitting in there. So definitely got some room in here.
Well, you'll probably be seeing more of us because, like I said, this is where we work now.
Let's go.
These are our
Let's
studios.
go.
This is very nice here. Let's talk about a team first that obviously you're super familiar with, and that's the Indianapolis Colts. Is there a
great.
world?
Yeah, get that knife right here in my back.
No, but Amber and I, we don't care about the Colts. We're Dolphin fans, but
so y'all got a lot going for you.
well, come on,
Perfect.
But the two of us, we've been glued to every snap the last 2 weeks of the Colts because the Phillip Rivers thing is so cool.
Yeah.
Is there a world where he says, "Yeah, I think I'd like to keep playing next year"?
Just stop. No. I mean, no. It's
so he's really just, I'm here to get you out of a jam.
Well, yeah, or do his best to get you out of jam. Obviously, it hasn't worked. I mean, we lost two, and this has nothing to do with Phillip. I mean, like he played good the other night, but you can't. I mean, it's going to be tough to win. And they they hit the spiral before he got there. He's trying to pull off a miracle. And here's the thing, and I said this when he came in, from the neck up, the dude's as good as there is in a game. Like he's going to see. I mean, I played with one of the greatest to ever do it. There's no defenses out there that disguise nearly as what you're going to see everything coming. The problem is he has a check that goes one side. He uses the same check the other time, and defensive players listen. And you see a pick six, right? The guy jumps the route. Getting the ball, pushing the ball down the field is going to be difficult, right? Like play after play, he'll have some, but there's just not the same, right? It's a young man's game for a reason, and as well as he has played, to get into a shootout with a team, it's going to be hard for him to do it. And so again, it's inspirational. Like I love Phil, what he's been able to do, but the bottom line, we're in the bottom line business of wins and losses, and we have lost 5 in a row, and I don't know that we win the next 2, which is a gut punch. 8-1 and 98% chance to make the playoffs, and we can't make the dance. Like that is, I don't know that I don't honestly. It has been a painful, because I was there when they did when they put J.I. in the ring against the Dolphins, and they could not have looked any better. And they start the season off on fire, and you're just like, we are cruising. And then, they make the trade for Sauce. And again, whether you love it or hate it, whatever it is, two first rounders for a DB, all in, whatever the mentality was or whatever, since that moment, it has been off the rails. And it's painful to watch as a fan, because that's what I am now. I'm a fan, right? Like I pull for them. Obviously I want Colts to always do well. I'm similar, probably how y'all feel about the Dolphins. And I mean, we're at least better than y'all, but we're not much.
It's not saying much. That's a very low bar to clear. Rivers came out early in that game. He tried to make them respect the deep pass, obviously, and he just doesn't fully have it anymore, which he's in his mid-40s. Why would he?
Exactly.
But it wasn't the passing game that was the problem there, frankly. Where is the running game?
Amen.
Because it's not just the defense obviously was atrocious. You let them put up 48 points. But where the heck is the running game? What happened to Jonathan Taylor?
Agreed. And my issue was when they played the Seahawks the week before, I loved their plan, right? Like they gave JT a ton of touches, and it wasn't a sexy game. And listen, I get beat up on this network all the time because I talk about the Eagles and like there are styles that teams have to win. And they know their style. And it's not going to be a 40-point game, right? They need to play good defense. They need to get Saquon touches and Bigsby touches and play. That's how the Colts need to play, right? They need Jonathan Taylor to get 30 touches, and all of a sudden, on the 26th, he takes that thing 60 yards, and it's a 15-14 game. However you want to paint this thing, but it's not sexy, and people fall in love with passing game and he can see everything. The problem is that how many times can you push it down the field without them starting to play it? And it's receiver separation, all the different things that go into offensive football in the complicated way. The most simplest form and the low risk, highest reward is run game, and you literally have an MVP candidate. And you don't give him touches. And it's against a team who has not been good stopping the run. And